What? Did you forget to run the intro?
I forgot to run the intro.
Run the intro right now.
Hopefully nobody saw that. But I was gonna run the backup music and do all that. But I forgot we even have that. We're like 6 episodes into this, guys. I'm still getting used to the whole format.
Oh
but
yeah, I think I mislabeled the last Young Guns episode. I
yeah,
gotta
see,
change that.
we're starting to we're
Yeah.
slacking a little bit, but we're right back at it, guys. We'll come back next week with a better quality. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome into the sixth episode.
Six. You're right. I gotta change the thumbnail from the last one. That's all I gotta do. It still says episode 4.
I made a thumbnail for the 5th episode because I went off of yours, and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot that we made
this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So I had to quickly like scratch it off and put 6 on there. So, but what's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Young Guns podcast. Man, the Giants are 5-1. It's awesome doing podcasts when the Giants win. We've only got to experience a loss one time. The Giants beat the Ravens 24-20. A lot of subs, a lot of our subs, especially before the game, predicted 24-20 Giants. So shout out to them.
Clairvoyance, I'm telling you.
Yeah, shout out to that. And it was like a huge population too. Everybody was saying 24-20 Giants. So they were on the money with that one. But what's going on, Kush, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you? Shout out to Taj in the chat. I don't know why. It's gonna take a little bit for people to pop in here. I started off real slow with Just Chilling last night as well, but like it ended up having like 60 people in there. Hopefully we get similar things this time around. What I will say, though, guys, is as you pop in, make sure you not only smash that like button, that subscribe button if you're new. The share button has become the most important thing, man. You guys want to, share the love, have people see our shenanigans and also our actual good football talk. Get them in here. But shout out to Taj, man. First NFC team to beat Lamar. You're completely right and correct with that. And I'm doing just fine. With each win that we have, that we're stacking, the winning high that gets it just lasts longer and longer. And I'm seeing more and more, like, I don't want to call them Giants fans, but I'm seeing more and more New Yorkers wearing Giants sweaters and stuff. And I'm just like, are you guys really fans, bro? Because I've been wearing my stuff for 5 years, bro.
Hey, man, like the old saying goes, all publicity is good publicity, man. I don't care if they're casuals, as long as they're wearing some New York Giants gear. I got a lot of coworkers that are Giants fans, a lot of them from New York, so we're always
all of a sudden.
No, not all of a sudden. They're all been Giants fans.
I've never heard you mention coworker Giants fans. I've always heard them be Tampa Bay
because we've always just been like, oh, same old Giants again. And then we got Tampa Bay fans, of course, and they just despise us. So, we were actually able to walk in there happy that we won and they lost. And they lost to the Steelers. So screw them. What's going on, everybody? Mustafa in the building. Giants beating Jacksonville. I hope so. They're opening up as 3-point underdogs.
I believe it's a trap game for sure. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, setting up to be that. Yeah, that's definitely one of our topics. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But with that being said, let's get on.
Not with that being said, you all need to learn that this man KB is a fake Giants fan. The drive to Jacksonville is only 3 hours.
Only?
Okay, not only. It's 3 hours, and he was willing to do that. But just because there's an additional 40 minutes because of other circumstances, he's not willing to do that. Are you kidding me, bro?
I gotta wake up earlier.
This man's not the wave, bro.
I can't, dude. The game's at 1 o'clock. You want me to wake up at what time on my day off? Hell,
bro, listen, bro. See what I'm saying?
I can't.
See what was important to him? His day off, bro, not the Giants. See what was important?
Hey, you know what's important? Being in the stream with you, man. That's what's important. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important.
Okay.
It's truly important. See?
You got me there.
It got you there. Got you there.
But you only let me know in the chat. Should I risk it? I'm low-key considering going to the last game of the season in Philadelphia.
Yeah, we got to talk about this because we might lose Kush on the face of this earth. With it. I mean, actually never mind. He can handle himself. He's a tall dude, bro. So I don't think anybody's gonna want to mess with you. But man,
if I go, I won't be by myself. I'll probably go with like the similar group of friends if I do go.
Right. Just a lot of Giants fans don't return, man. They don't return from there. They always get booted out of there, dude. So I don't know. it's crazy over there. I probably it's definitely on my bucket list to go over there to the link.
The link.
I
I
just
probably, how many racial slurs will be thrown, bro. I'm gonna
oh
keep it real
yeah.
with you.
Oh yeah. Dude, you crazy? Yeah, of course, man. Nah, just any type of slurs, bro. They're just gonna they're just not very welcoming. They're not very
Yeah,
welcoming. I will say one thing about Giants fans. I guess we could say we're welcoming. We still talk some trash, right? You
bro. There
know?
was Bears fans sitting right in front of us, and we were just fine
Right.
with
And we
them.
were chilling. We were chilling. Bro, there was Giants. No, there was a Giants guy with a freaking boot and Bears fans drinking out
Yeah,
the boot.
they were
Bro,
drinking beer out the boot. That was wild. That's
that was
nasty. I'm
that was
sorry.
nasty, bro. That was so nasty. Was he wearing that boot or was that like a prop?
Yes, that was a worn boot, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
That was
You
a
know how
fully
long
worn
he
boot.
probably been wearing that like during the oh my I don't even want to think about it.
Crazy,
I don't
bro.
even want to think about it. Oh man, but yeah, I probably won't be able to go to Jacksonville again. I was really hoping to go with Nate. I can't fit it in the schedule, man. So that's unfortunate. Sorry, Nate, if you're watching this, man. Sorry, man. But is he still going?
Yeah, he is.
He's still going. Did he get
He's
his
just
ticket?
he's just looking to find like a tailgate to like meet up with once he's
He
there.
got his ticket already?
No. I think he's gonna get it at the parking lot.
Oh, okay. Gabe in the building says, I was thinking of going too. I live in PA and I can't stand Eagles fans.
We got
Oh,
a band
man.
together.
Yeah, I feel you there. I used to live in PA too. I hated the Eagles and had like a soft spot for the Steelers. But let's get into Giants versus Ravens. The Giants beat the Ravens 24-20.
The New York Football Giants have improved to 5-1, and they've upset the Baltimore Ravens here at MetLife Stadium. The final score: the Giants 24 and the Ravens 20.
Hey, Buck, let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Feel good to win, baby.
All right. Damn. I
Wow.
keep making these
I was
damn
about to
things.
say, bro, like you're short. That's the correct height of the thing. You're just short.
Yeah. I got the damn webcam just like misbalanced here. But yeah, the Giants going. I mean, they're home, but they won the game against the Baltimore Ravens, which was for sure our most challenging task yet. And the Giants come out victorious 24-20. And it wasn't just like a lucky game to win. Like this was a game. This is gonna be one of our classic games, honestly. Especially how it wound up in the
You think so?
final minutes. Yeah, I would
Classic
say
game?
so. Like if this is like a historic season for us, like this probably will be if we do make the playoffs. I think this is a game that people are gonna look back on to say like this is where we felt like the Giants were actually legit, and this is where the mainstream media actually felt like the Giants were legit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, just going off of that small little point you brought up. If you look at all the power rankings post week 6, we're all of a sudden in the top 5 for some of them, and like top 10, like
Yep.
solidly.
That's in one of the
in the
topics,
top
so
10
we'll
for a
save
lot of
that.
them.
We'll save that.
Yeah.
But the Giants going out there and being the Ravens, like I said, this is probably the game where people are like, listen, the Giants may be for real. Because the Packers game, people still had their doubts, and understandably so. The Packers have been struggling as
yeah,
of late.
to be fair, the Packers got smacked by the Jets this week.
Yeah,
too.
they got smacked by the Jets. So, and they were struggling before that as well, especially offensively. They're dealing with a lot of similar problems that we were, but we were actually able to beat Aaron Rodgers, which is, I mean, something that our franchise is historically known of doing. But we still wanted to beat those teams. And the Ravens were, like I said, huge game for us, huge game for Wink Martindale. He was able to get his revenge game. And like I said, especially at the ending of the game, that's where it really when it came to crunch time, those type of games we usually lose in years past, but we were able to come out on top there with a Julian Love interception. First of all, it was a pressure to get Lamar Jackson out the pocket, and then for him to throw that interception.
Well, it wasn't the pressure; it was the botched snap.
Yeah, the botch snap, and then Xavier McKinney chasing him down, threw the ball. It was just a bad decision by Lamar Jackson to try to throw it to his fullback, and it wound up being intercepted by Julian Love. Takes it back a couple of yards. I'm really hoping for a pick six, but and then we run it in for a touchdown. Then the next possession, the strip sack by Kayvon. So what a way to close the game. Extremely proud of this team of the way they fought, and I can honestly say like both sides of the football were playing well, like offense and defense. Of course, the defense, they switched things up this week. They went a lot of zone, as you saw, a lot of cover 2, a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 4. Like they mixed up a lot of zone. They barely played man in this game. and they still were able to adjust and beat the Ravens. But yeah, I think a really complete game from this Giants team.
Yeah, and shout out to commenter nicking around because he's completely right. The KB, this is not the first time he's had a cut like this, and I've thought the same thing in my head. Like, yeah, I don't know what look
What
he's
is
trying to go
Jersey
for, but
Shore? I always, this is my normal haircut. I've been getting the same haircut for like 4 years, man. What are you talking about?
it's time to switch it up, bro.
Time to
It's time to
switch-
switch it up.
Why?
You saw I experimented with my hair this past year with a lot of different hairstyles.
See, I wish my hair was curly so I can do that kind of
Oh
stuff. I
my
can't
God,
do
it wasn't
that.
curly. Just grow it out, bro. Just grow it out.
I can't
Just
grow out my
grow
hair.
it
My
out.
hair is ugly when I grow it out, bro. It's bad. It's bad. It's dead. It's dead hair, bro. It's
This-
dead hair. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe take better care of your hair, KB. But we're not here to talk about KB's
My
hair
God.
and how dead it is. We're here to talk about how dead the Ravens are in the second
Oh, yeah.
like half of these games, man. It's
Killed
now
them
the
dead.
third game that they basically choked, but choked gives the connotation of like the Ravens choking did all the work. Nah, the Giants put in some work as well, of course. Shout out to Wink. There was a lot of times during this game where like it was a back and forth with myself and what the coaching staff was doing, both on the defensive side of the ball. Because I'm like, yo, Kenyon Drake is looking like Walter Payton out here. And even Baltimore fans were surprised by the performance that Kenyon Drake had. He looked extremely good against our run defense. You know, Lamar Jackson just absolutely diced us up. They ended up losing, yeah, but like if you watch that game and you didn't come with the takeaway that this man killed us both with his legs and through the air, I don't know what game were you watching.
They
but
had
he
like
was
400
killing us.
yards of offense. They had like 400 yards total
they had
offense.
some crazy on the offensive side of the ball, and then like there was a push and pull with me on our offensive side because I was just like, Mike Kafka has me confused at various points in the
Yeah.
game. But guess what? I don't know, man. It worked out in the end. It's always second half adjustments, KB. That's the thing. If you think about it, all of our qualms with the coaches they always consistently in the first half. I don't like that it is that way. I would wish we could come out and start better, but we're 5-1 with the game plan of they just have the best, and it's not even close. Second half adjustments in football. And I remember like last year, a couple years ago, people were trying to like put out the notion that second half adjustments don't exist because I forgot which player came out and say it, like they barely have time to use the bathroom and regroup in the locker room. I feel like this team has completely proven that theory wrong. Like, no, second half adjustments are a thing. Whatever Brian Dable, whatever Wink, and whatever Kafka are doing inside that locker room with that little time that they do have, because it is little, it's completely correct. Maybe they don't even speak to the players that much. Maybe they just go, they look at themselves in the mirror, they look at their playbook, and they're like, all right, man, we gotta tighten up this part right here. I gotta start running the ball more. I gotta start doing some actual 2-minute drills. And Wink is like, maybe now it's time for me to dial up the blitz or whatever. This team is just so good in the second half, and I barely have time this year. That's not a surprise to you guys if you've been sticking with me. I only had time to make one preview video this year so far, and it's been the Ravens game. Part of me was a little scared because my game day superstitions came in. I'm like, yo, all the games we won, I never made a preview video. Didn't matter. We still won. And in that video, the main thing I said was the Ravens are a terrible second half team, and we're the best second half team. We're still tied for the best second half team. That is going to be the defining trait of this Giants team going forward. It's going to be their performances in the third and fourth quarter. And it looks like specifically the fourth quarter of these games moving forward.
Yeah, you spoke to the coaching adjustments. That's something, again, that in the past regimes we haven't been able to see, especially in like Joe Judge's regime. Things were just the same throughout the entire game. No adjustments at all. You can definitely see a change in not only like some scheme stuff in the second half, but you can also see like the way the players, like their attitude is like not like they ever had their head down, but they just play with more like ferocity in the second half. They just play more like smash mouth football, if you catch my drift there. So yeah, I completely agree with that. Especially in this game, man, we were down 10 points again. Against Green Bay, we were down 10 points. It was 20-10, exact same score, and we were able to come back and win both of those games. That shows like the resiliency that this team has. And yeah, I'm with you with Mike Kafka. He's been frustrating me a lot, you know, especially that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. That was very frustrating. It was a quarterback draw, then an inside run with Saquon, and then a back shoulder, the freaking David Sills. That was bad. And I don't even know we wound up moving the ball there. I think that was a penalty. I think that David Sills throw was a penalty. We were able to move it up, but we still didn't answer with any points there. We were able to also prove that that Justin Tucker is not the best kicker in the NFL, as that goes to Graham Gano.
That
because
is Graham Gano.
The doing, I got to hear the sound.
Had to be the loudest doink I ever heard. It
They
wasn't
made
a doink.
sure they put that sound in
like,
there.
It was more like a bong than a doink. It was more like a bong.
Yeah. They made sure they put that sound in there in the sights and sounds. They had that boom in there, but it's so loud. But that was good. That was good. So let's look at the next topics here. So there are some things that have been happening on Twitter that I want to address, and I figured that we just get it out the way and address it now. So let's do it.
In a shotgun set, Barkley to his right. Takes the snap, back to throw, fires it left, completes it to Robinson, in for the touchdown! Jones takes the snap, play fake to Barkley. Rolls left, fires left, into the end zone, touchdown Bellinger!
Okay, so I'm not going to say that this is not an arguable or debatable thing, right? I'm not going to say that it's not, because DJ has been playing some good football right now, and Kyler has not. But when I opened up Twitter this morning, I was appalled. And I think I'm going to call out names in this damn thing, because this is ridiculous, okay? Like, it's one thing. It's one thing to be happy for DJ, as we all are. We're all happy for DJ, and I'm honestly a little bit leaning towards re-signing the man. I really am. For a certain price, I think we can get it done. A very like Jameis Winston type contract, I would be very, very happy with, especially if we can get this guy number one receiver, right? I'm okay with DJ, but everybody now saying that he's turning into a top 10 quarterback or top 15 quarterback, and now he's surpassing Kyler Murray as a better quarterback. I was like, you guys are not serious. You guys can't be serious. First of all, I want to throw something in the air, and Ash said this, and I said this on Twitter. I don't know if you spoke about it, but I saw Ash. The only person I saw that made a tweet on it was Ash too. We give mulligans, and we set aside Daniel Jones's issues because of coaching, right? We're like, we give him a mulligan, right? And then nobody's talking about Kyler Murray and his coaching issues, that Cardinal fans hate Cliff Kingsbury. They've
hated Kingsbury since last year. That's the thing too. Like, it's not new.
They want him out of there. How the hell do you have an air raid offense with midget receivers? I don't understand. How do you expect to air the ball deep with midget receivers? You just can't do it, bro. And on top of that, Kyler has had a bad offensive line for years. Everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, it's been bad, but not as bad as Daniel." It doesn't matter. It's been bad. He is a shorter quarterback. It doesn't help that either. But he's better than Daniel Jones. I'm like, guys, it's okay to root for DJ, but still acknowledging that he isn't the best around, or even the best in the draft class. You guys can't say that the number one overall pick, Kyler Murray, is worse than Daniel Jones right now. At the beginning of this season, people were knocking Daniel Jones. You'd be like, oh, yeah, we're going to move on from him. It's inevitable. And, I still like him, but we're going to move on. Now, 6 games in, we're going to say that he's better than Kyler Murray, who is talked about as being like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. Are you guys what is going on right now? What is going on right now?
You know the meme, cocaine is a hell of a drug, bro. Winning is a hell of a drug for some people, bro. Winning is a hell of a drug. As Nate's popping in here saying some cryptic messages. Nate? Listen,
oh my God.
We're gonna nip this in the bud right now, all right? I'm about to feel like so much like Stephen A. Smith. What if there's one thing Stephen A. Smith does right, is that he gives credit to somebody before he goes in and tears them down. All right, listen. Daniel Jones is doing a masterful job at fulfilling his role in this offense and helping our team win, not making mistakes, making clutch throws, which some people find hard to admit for some reason, but he has been making some clutch throws at times in clutch moments and helping his team close out the wins late in games. He's been doing a superb job at that. With that being said, no, he's not better than Kyler Murray. And yes, I'm so glad you brought up the point of coaching, because everybody gives DJ not even a pass. Everybody acknowledges that horrible coaching led to horrible quarterback play and horrible offensive play in general. It's the same thing for the Arizona Cardinals. And yeah, they have way more talent on the weapon side of the ball than we do. But Cliff Kingsbury has been a man that has been questioned literally since the minute he was hired. And he had a good couple years, or a good year or so, and he's been wanted out of there for at least 2 years now. And everybody that just watches the games knows that Cliff Kingsbury is not a good coach. That, along with other factors, of course, and yeah, Kyler Murray does have questionable play, 100%. Kyler Murray is not looking good right now. He looks bad right now. The thing with the contract clause looks bad on him as well. All of that is true. He's still better than DJ. Like, you can root for Daniel Jones. Just don't get, like, way in over your head, bro. There's people getting way in over their heads with this.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I had, like, people that, like, I like, talked to there just saying that kind of stuff. I put up a tweet, and everybody was surprisingly against me. I was like, you guys can't be serious. I don't know if Tana's watching this right now. Tana, I think Tana started it. I think he started it because he put out a tweet saying there are questions that need to be answered or something like that. And he said, is Daniel Jones better than Kyler? Is Daniel Jones the best QB out of the 2019 class? I said, what? I said, what are we talking about right now, guys? Nobody acknowledged Daniel Jones as like anything more than a top 20 quarterback, even close to that since before the season. Now we're talking 6 games in where he hasn't had a 300-yard game yet or 3 touchdown pass day yet, which that's
the thing.
Like I said, I don't even care about stats like that, but still.
I was going to say, this is why I need a new host, bro. Listen to what you're saying.
I don't care about stats.
You're gonna ignite the mob, bro. You're gonna ignite the mob with what you're saying.
Listen,
how about listen? Don't say the stats things at all. Let's pretend he never said the stats.
No. But here's the thing.
There's just pure talent involved with this, yo.
I completely agree. And when I said I watch film on these things, people are like, "Oh yeah, you watch film. What do you watch? YouTube clips?" Like, no, I watch film on these things, and people were bringing up his stats. People were bringing up Daniel Jones' stats in his rookie season. Then they were using Kyler Murray has not had a better season than than Daniel Jones' rookie season. Yes, he has. Last year was better than his rookie season.
Kyler Murray has a second contract. Daniel Jones doesn't. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, at least.
24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, something like that. About 3,700 passing yards. That's already better than DJ's rookie year. So I don't know what some DJ stan posted that. I'm like, bro, you're showing me the stats, and literally one of those years is better than DJ's. Anyway, on top of that, if you compile their careers together, DJ doesn't even like sniff Kyler Murray's boot, like when it comes to statistics, right? And I'm not a big statistics guy when it comes to evaluating players.
Yeah, but you're using statistics so much in your argument.
I'm using it to counter their statistics argument. They're giving me statistics for their argument that DJ is better, but I'm countering that with statistics because that's the only way that it'll shut them up, because they don't really look at talent. They don't look at any of that stuff. Sometimes numbers is everything for everybody. So I'm just throwing that out. I just threw that right back in their face when it comes to that. But when you look at Kyler Murray, especially coming out of the draft, he wasn't one of those guys that's a running quarterback and just has the inability to throw. He has one of the better arms in the NFL at his size and at his like play style. A lot of people saying he's a running quarterback, but this guy coming out the draft was one of the better passers to come out in a draft in a while. He's extremely accurate, has great touch on the ball, especially it's harder having touch on the ball when you're shorter because the ball is coming from a lower place because you're shorter. It's hard having touch on a football. I know, I'm short. Okay, so it's hard having a touch on it. So I can't believe that's a username. I almost read that differently. But
read the username correctly, bro.
I don't even think I want to do that.
Just read it correctly.
You read it correctly.
There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Me. Oh, you're co-host.
I'm the co-host. Yeah, I'm the co-host.
We're both co-hosts here. Okay.
This guy, bro. He's
man.
scared.
Oh man.
What is he scared of? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm scared of your nonsense and your followers' nonsense, okay? Because you guys got a little pact, all right? You guys got a little pact going on. So, anyway, but that being said, as far as Murray goes, man, I can't believe that this is an argument right now. If you want to say that DJ is having a better year right now than Kyler, sure, go for it, because obviously the Giants,
he is
because the Giants are 5-1, the Cardinals are what, 2-4? Are they 2-4?
Yeah,
3-3, 2-4. And Kyler has not been looking that good. Remember, going into this, and this is why Hard Knocks is going to be fun to watch, because the in-season Hard Knocks is Arizona Cardinals. They were having issues before the season started. You remember the whole contract clause. You brought it up a little bit where he has to, what the hell is that?
It matches the title of the topic. Put it on screen.
What the hell?
Super Dan.
Freaking, did Nate just edit that? He said check your
Yeah.
DMs. I assume that you said
Yeah,
you
that's
that.
what it is. Is it a bird?
Oh my, is it
Is it a plane?
You know what's crazy?
No, it's Super Dan.
Super Dan. Yo, you know what's crazy? He could pass.
I got one. To be honest, I only got one criticism that you chose the Tyler Hoechlin Superman, the worst one, to put that on. That's my
Oh
own.
God, here we go.
Go ahead, man. Continue your point, Brand.
But they were having problems before the season started. You talked about the contract clause, and he had to study his playbook for like 4 hours a day or something like that, which is honestly brutal. 4 hours, bro, a day, bro. That's brutal. That's brutal. And I assume that's including practice. Like that's not including practice. So, and then on top of that, he came out there and had, kind of public discussions with the media that he wasn't happy with that, and he felt disrespected and stuff like that. So there's obviously turmoil in that locker room with the coach and Kyler Murray. And so obviously things aren't going to go as planned, and they're not going to have the best production on field. On top of that, I don't know if this was like I don't know what it was, but I feel like Cliff Kingsbury was trying to stick it to Kyler Murray a little bit, saying, hey, you think you know everything? Go ahead, and you're going to call plays in the preseason for us. And the first time that happened, it didn't work out for Kyler. The second time it happened, they wound up scoring more points than when Cliff Kingsbury, called plays. So I don't know how to take that, but there's obviously a lot of turmoil going on. But here's the weird thing. Cliff Kingsbury was a huge Kyler Murray fan since high school. That's the reason why Cliff Kingsbury ended up in Arizona, because they said, hey, we want you as a head coach, and we have the number 1 overall pick. You are in position to draft Kyler Murray, the guy that you wanted since high school, and you could draft him and develop him in the NFL. And he was a huge fan of that. He was a huge fan of Kyler Murray. So I really don't know what the relationship is, but it's definitely not good. It's not good. It's not good over there in Arizona. So
I really don't care what the relationship is over there.
Mhm.
If I just look around the league, and when I see bad coaching, as he leaves, but his headphones is slightly off. I just look around the league, and when I see bad coaching, I just want bad coaching to be gotten rid of, except for if it's my enemy's teams, right? But like, I got no beef with the Cardinals. I got no beef with the Broncos. I got no beef with the Chargers. All three of these teams have terrible coaching right now. I just want them to be gone, man.
Yeah, analytics sucks.
Can you read our commenter's name now? He's been patiently commenting all this time.
I'll read his comment. Do you think the Jags will have a lot of rushing yards on
How
us
do they know whose
with their
comment that is?
pretty good
How
backs?
do people looking at this podcast right now know who comment that is, bro?
DL with the blue anime.
DL means down
picture.
low, bro. So you said something even worse,
All
bro.
right, so blue anime profile picture. There you go.
First of all, that's
Well,
Killua, you uncultured swine.
I'm not in anime culture, so we're gonna get into that soon. D, can I call you D?
You're just making it worse than it actually is, man.
You say his name.
I'm not the host.
You address him. Why are you scared to address him? You say everybody else. You said Nate's name. Silence.
Next topic, man. Next topic.
We're gonna talk about the Jags soon. Don't worry, DL. But yeah. So final thoughts on your take on, is DJ better than Kyler Murray? Is he the best quarterback in the 2019 draft class?
No, he's not, but he's having the best year so far, without a shadow of a doubt.
No, I agree with that for sure. So let's get into our next topic. Roll it
Back to throw. Under pressure. Hit by Thibodeau. Ball comes loose. And the Giants scramble for it. It's still loose. Kayvon Thibodeau gets his first career sack in big fashion.
Boy, that's a closing play there.
Don't let it go. Yeah. What a job Brian Dable and his staff have done. Well, you got to start believing now in the New York Giants.
So, with the Giants winning against Baltimore, the Baltimore Ravens, who even a guy like Justin Pennick said was going to the Super Bowl this year, now is starting to turn some heads. Are the Giants a top 7 team? The reason why I say top 7 is because all the power rankings, the major media, sports media power rankings, have the Giants at least 7th and above, even going as high to say 5th in the NFL. I believe CBS and ESPN has them ranked. NFL Network has them ranked at 7. So the question now, I guess, presents itself. Are the Giants, the New York Football Giants, a rebuilding franchise right now, are they a top 7 team in the NFL? Don't be afraid. Just say your true feelings. I'm about to rant. I'm about to go off too. Don't worry. Say your true feelings. Don't worry about who this is gonna offend. I know where this is going.
Do you though?
Oh no! Don't tell me you. All right. So we're gonna argue. Let's go. Let's go.
You? Like I just like, do you?
Go.
I'm trying to think of some teams in my head right now. The Giants are a top 7 team in the NFL.
Golly!
Yes, they're a top 7 team.
Golly!
Can you name 7 teams better than them?
The Bills.
That's my first question too.
All right, let's try it.
7, right?
Yeah, I haven't gotten through this myself, so let's try it. The Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles. Although the record doesn't say, and they have been struggling a little bit, I would say the Bucks are better than us. Still, they're going through a lot of injuries. They're going through a lot of injuries right now. Trust me, I know.
So are we. But continue.
Okay, fair enough. But both teams completely healthy. I don't think we stand a chance against them.
Continue.
All right. A healthy Dolphins team with Tua there.
All right. Oh my God.
All right.
I could excuse the Bucks.
You know
I can excuse the Bucks. Let me finish. I could excuse the Bucks. I'm fine with that. But saying the Dolphins, they're missing Tua. You can't they're missing their quarterback right now. They are not. Right now they are.
This week.
All right. Fine. The Dolphins. Fine.
All right. Authentic says Chargers. I don't know if I agree with that. Chargers kind of been on and off as they've been their past 15 years of existence. I gotta think, man. You're putting me on the spot like this, man. I gotta think.
If you can't name 7 teams better, then they're top 17, man.
I just give me a second. All right, so let's go. The Vikings are better than us. The Vikings are better than us, man. Come on, stop. All right.
Who's the 7th team?
Who am I missing? Nobody in the NFC West. I was gonna say Rams, but the Rams look like garbage. We already went through the AFC West, NFC North, nobody else.
If you can't find
AFC
nobody, you could use the Brandon Staley Chargers.
No, the Chargers aren't good, man. Chargers have bad coaching. Well, the Chargers are good. They just bad coach. They shoot themselves in the foot too much. So I feel like our coaching just outweighs their coaching. All right, so AFC North, Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Bengals. Bengals. I'm going to say the Bengals. I think the Bengals are better than us, man. I'm sorry. Damn.
No, you don't.
I do.
It didn't come to mind. All right, whatever.
I do. I had to go through every single team.
All right, you know what? I asked the question and you answered the question.
You got mad at the 7th team I mentioned, so just so
I asked the question and you answered the question. Simple as that, man.
I'm gonna think if I could think of more.
While you're thinking of more, let me give my reasoning as to why
I think the Cowboys are better than us too.
Oh no.
I do think the Cowboys are better than us. They're our only loss, bro. You can't be for real.
We're gonna beat the Cowboys in Thanksgiving. I'm saying it here right now.
We're gonna beat. That we would beat the Chargers right now.
We are going to beat the Cowboys when Thanksgiving game comes around.
Who have the Chargers lost to?
I don't know. We are going to beat.
The Chargers are just infamous of shooting themselves in the foot. That's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We're gonna beat who?
I was just gonna say we're going to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. They're not going to sweep us. We're going to split with Philadelphia. I am willing to put cases of due on this. I am. I'm willing to put, if you're up for it, 7 cases that we will split with the Cowboys and Eagles. What do you say?
The Cowboys and Eagles?
That we split with them.
Oh, damn. I might ride that bandwagon with you, bro, because I'm out for blood, bro.
bro.
What?
So the Cowboys, listen, the
Hold
Cowboys are
on.
not better than us.
Just because
Bro.
you could be a better team and still lose to a team.
And still lose. That is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
But
I'm just going back to your logic of like beating a team. That's what you were using a little bit earlier on. But let me get back to why I think the Giants are a top 7 team in the NFL.
I don't think.
You
All right.
are what your record says you are.
Oh
One.
my God, numbers.
And
Here we go
two,
with numbers again. Didn't we just
you
get away from saying
play-
numbers? Oh God.
You
All right.
play who is on your schedule, right? So their
Right.
record is part of it. I'm not saying they're a top 3 teams because they're one of the 3 best record-wise teams in the NFL. I'm not saying that, but it's a part of it. And the Giants are one of the only teams in the NFL that show that they could really survive these deficits. They're the only team this century, apparently. The only team this century, this 2022 Giants, that has that has 3 10-point comebacks or something like that. No. What was it? There was just a mad stat, like a crazy stat. It's like the Giants are the only team this century, something to do with overcoming deficits. Maybe it's like all of the points combined or like the amount of time we spent down and then we end up winning the game. It was some crazy like that. But forget that. 3 wins, 1 loss while down by double digits. We can survive. Our defense comes in the clutch. We are not even fully healthy yet. Our pass rush isn't fully healthy and it seems to be coming along. Our secondary, for crying out loud, isn't fully healthy and we're playing just fine with them. Our linebackers aren't fully healthy. Nobody on the line is fully healthy. Our wide receivers damn sure ain't fully healthy. So if we could continue to win the way we have been, which is just staying in these games and our defense just holding down offenses that really should be blowing us out, right? These offenses that we played, some of these should really have been blowing us out. The defense has been doing a good job of holding them to like basically below 30 points so that the offense could just find some way to click and come back. If we could continue to do that and we get healthy, I think that we become like one of the best teams in the NFL because the coaching is just so damn good.
Here's the thing. First of all, shout out to my boy Adam. He's on my flag football team, and he's an Eagles fan, and yeah. So you got your shout out. You got your 5 seconds of fame, Adam. So go away. Anyway, what I keep going back to is 2016, right? 2016, we were a flash in the pan. 2016, we look back on it, we were not a good team. Like, of course, we had Odell. We had that very, very good defense where we spent $200 million on. But it wound up being complete trash the next year because we were just a flash in the pan. Although I don't think we are in a flash in the pan this year because I think we're on the way up. You know what I'm saying? That Idris Elba, me. You know, we're back up, something like that. Anyway, I feel like we're rebuilding and we're doing a good job doing so. And I feel like we're gonna get better, like as far as like the depth goes of our team and the roster building stuff like that. We'll get better as the season goes on. But we got to remember something. This is the very, very easy schedule. So you say we are what our record says we are, but I mean we went through the record prediction. We didn't think this team was a good team at all. And then we went through the record predictions earlier this year. We're like, damn, we're at 8 wins. Of course, I think we can get more than that this year. And we beat a team like the Ravens. But
okay, if you wanna, I just have one thing.
I can't say this team's a top 7 team, bro.
One point to the point you just mentioned, though. 1 point to the point you just mentioned. The Eagles and Cowboys both have easier schedules than us. And those are teams that you believe are top 7.
They have easier schedules than us?
Yeah.
How does the Cowboys have easier schedules? Wait, who finished first last season? It was Eagles. Eagles?
The strength of the remaining schedule, there was literally like this was today.
Remaining schedule.
Yeah, the strength of the remaining schedule, bro. Both of them are ranked higher than us in terms of like easiness or whatever the word is, bro. Now, but even then, right? I hate bringing up that point because I was going to bring up this point with the you play who's on your schedule. Those are based off of what happened last year. Teams are good one year and then trash the other. They're trash one year and then good the other. It's the same for their opponents. Yeah. So it's like this strength of schedule stuff doesn't even really matter at the end of the day. That's why like the saying you play who's on your schedule, like it really does hold some water to me.
I listen, man. I just can't say that this team is when I say
tell
better,
me where they're failing you.
There's no way they're better than 25 other teams in the NFL, man. You know what I think they rank elite in is coaching. I think coaching is
of course, but tell me where they fail you that they're not a top 7 team.
I see a lot of when I watch film, I see a lot of things that could be exploited that teams aren't able to exploit. That they just don't wind up taking opportunities, like especially down on defensively.
So 6
downfield.
weeks in, only one team has been able to exploit it, and we've been up against some pretty good coaches, though.
I mean, there has been teams that have been able to exploit. Even the Cowboys game, they missed a lot of things that they could have done to us. There are a lot of things that were covered up, by the rest of our team. And of course, every team does that. I know everybody's going to say, oh, everybody has weaknesses. I get that. But when I look at this team, I really am amazed by the guys we got on that field that were 5-1 because of our coaching. I think our coaching is elite. I think our coaching is definitely top 10, if not top 5 in this league right now already. And that's why I think Brian Daboll deserves Coach of the Year. But for me to say that this team as a whole is a top 7 team, I can't say it's a top 7 team, bro. There are plenty of other teams way better off. When I talk about a team, I know a coach is, I guess, part of a team. But if you put any other coaching staff to coach this team, bro, we're like 2 wins in, bro.
But we don't have any other coaches. That's what I'm saying. The coaching matters a lot.
It does
it's because
matter.
of the coaching that we're a top 7 team.
I agree. It plays a part, but it's not everything.
I really do believe we could beat like 20 to 25 other teams in the NFL
I can't say that, man. I can.
And
especially with how close all of our games are coming in with one possession. Besides this Ravens game, where I'll give a kind of an asterisk to because we could have scored 31 points, but we elected not to because we want to secure the win. Besides that game, every single game was within one possession. And every single game was very losable in the final minutes of the game. Very losable. We could have definitely had.
Guess what? They end up not losing
in all of
That's
those
what
games.
I'm saying.
Tennessee
should have been
a
second
loss.
half team in the NFL. They're the best second half team in the NFL.
I agree.
These things just don't happen by happenstance, by coincidence, by jinxes.
Ligma,
this is coaching. This is
we're good. Exactly. Ligma,
this is stuff being put on the field that they've practiced for an entire summer. This doesn't just happen out of nowhere.
I'll tell you what. I'm not very reactionary, okay? And me myself, I'm not very reactionary, and I don't.
This is 6 weeks of footage.
That's 6 weeks in a 17-week season, Kush.
That's a whole third of the season done,
Landon
bro.
Collins.
A third is a lot.
Hold on.
A third is a lot.
Landon Collins, for 8 games of the 2016 season, made it look like that he's an all-pro safety and he's going to go in the Hall of Fame. And what happened after that?
He wasn't all-pro safety. He wasn't all-pro safety that year.
In that
do
year.
Not minimize. Do not minimize.
But
we're talking about 1 year right now. We're talking about 1 year right now.
First half,
do not minimize the true defensive player of the 2016 NFL season, Landon Collins. Okay?
He was snubbed.
He was snubbed.
Won that, didn't he? Aaron Donald?
No, that was Khalil Mack.
Oh, damn, that's whack. But listen, Landon Collins didn't even have he wasn't even, first of all, his rookie season was god awful. It was terrible. Then the first half of that 2016 season, he was all right. Then that Rams game happened.
This is y'all Giants fan, bro. This is y'all Giants fan.
Listen.
This is the man that doesn't want to drive up to Jacksonville to watch the Giants.
I am not reactionary. I need to see more before I can.
This is not reactionary.
Now,
KB,
do I believe,
bro?
they're
It's
top
literally
15?
a third of the
sure.
season. Do you need them to play 99% of the season before you say something?
Yes, absolutely.
That's too much. That's literally too much. That's not being reactionary. That's being after the fact, bro.
Absolutely.
There's a difference between reactionary and then making your observation after the fact.
I don't make power rankings because I do not believe a team based on a couple of games of the season. I don't believe a team is good or bad based on a couple of games of the season. There are teams that start off really bad and then finish hot, and then there are teams that start really hot and then finish bad. I can't say after 6 weeks,
and
after we all agreed this team was a bottom 5 team going into the season.
I agree with everything you just said in that sentence up to I can't say the team is a top 7 team because, bro, and I'm good just going back to when you say you're not reactionary. Once again, looking at the results after they take place and then making a conclusion, that you're just being an observer.
See, look, J-Zack is worse than me. J-Zack, former co-host of the Undrafted Analyst podcast with me, he says, yo, the Giants aren't even a top 15. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I think the Giants are a top 15.
Yes, you will. No, you don't.
No,
no, you don't.
Yo, just because I don't have them as a top 7 team, that means I don't have them as a top 15 team?
You don't.
Listen. I think 5-1 definitely says something. It doesn't say everything. It says something, and they're top 15. I think they're top 15 in my opinion.
I feel like you're confusing the question of are the Giants a top 7 team with do the Giants have a top 7 roster? And those are two different
No,
things.
no. Team.
Because, I mean, your
Team.
entire argument was the roster. You were like,
Listen,
I'm looking at the guys we're playing, and I can't
because-
believe we have the record we have.
Because then you would have to say, okay, well, coaching is taking us there. Okay, but coaching isn't the entire team either. So like I said, if you take away that coaching staff, and you put like an average coach, because I think our coaching staff is elite, you put an average coaching staff in there, our team, the guys that we have out there are not going to execute. They're not going to execute. They're going to
But
be
why are
trash.
we dealing with hypotheticals right now? Why don't we look
Because
at
that's
the
what you
facts
have
that
to
have been
do.
presented?
When you
Okay,
wanna-
let's
when
look
you
at
wanna
let's do this.
Oh,
Let's look
God.
at the facts that have been presented to us. Forget a hypothetical trash coach, because we've had trash coaches for the past 4 or 5 years, all right? Listen, the talent, I don't think the Giants are a top 7 roster, which is once again what I think you're arguing. But at the same time, good coaching is bringing out the most of this team, but maybe it's also helping some players fully realize their true potential. Like, there's guys on this roster that we thought could do so much more, but never actually did so much more with the previous coaching staffs. Dexter Lawrence is one of the best examples, and he's literally, this is crazy because we already have a top 5 defensive tackle on our roster. That's Leonard Williams. He is literally performing better than that this year throughout the season.
His game, I agree.
That's a player that is being like fully realized. It's not just the coaching putting him in the right position to succeed. Whatever they did in the offseason, he's hitting his stride because of them. Like, maybe there was some unlocked talent here as well.
Okay, so what you said, I could agree with, but okay, just like how they average out like offenses, for example, right? So you got your passing averages, you got your rushing averages, and then you got points per game, stuff like that. And then they average all that out and they say this is what you are like ranked as an offense. So you got a top 5 coaching staff and like a middle of the pack sort of like, or maybe even below middle of the pack roster, and then you average that out to get a number. I don't think we get in the top 10, bro, or top 7. I don't think we do that. That means we're literally in elite.
I'm sorry. I'm not
means we're
even
an
saying this
elite
sarcastically.
team,
Can
bro.
you repeat that? Because like I need to hear it
Okay,
one more time. Repeat
Okay,
it.
so like I said, you know how they average out offenses and defenses. They do points per game. They do yards allowed. They do yards allowed passing, yards allowed rushing, stuff like that. And they average that out, and then they say, hey, the average of that, all that says what you are as a team, like you're at your ranking as a team, right?
What?
So they average all that stuff out to say where
It doesn't
you rank
say
as
what your ranking is as a team. It says what your production is as a team.
all right, listen. Not saying that. I'm saying as an offense, you're ranked as an offense based on your passing stats,
Yeah,
your rushing
based
stats,
on
your
the
points per
points
game.
and stuff you're doing.
So
Yes,
different branches are averaged out together to give you your ranking, right? So in this situation, if we rank as a bottom like 15 sort of roster, but a top tier coaching staff, you got to average that out. You can't just say we're a top 17 because we have a top 7 coaching staff and our roster's all the way down here. You got to average it out.
But
bro.
hold up. You can't take something that works for real life tangible stuff like
My
statistics
God.
and production and then apply it to intangible stuff like coaching. Like, that doesn't work. You can't take something that works for real life
My
things
God.
and
So
apply
you're-
it on something
okay, hold on.
that's
So
an
tell me
idea,
right now,
bro.
Tell me right now, you think this team's an elite team? Tell me right now.
Wait,
Because
that's
when
not
you're
the
saying-
question is
No,
top 7.
No.
Okay,
When
okay.
you're
My
saying-
question to
No,
you,
no,
my
no,
question
no,
to you is:
stop,
does
stop,
top 7 equal
stop,
elite?
stop.
Kid Blue.
When you're saying
Does top 7 equal
in the
elite?
league, that
I
means
think
you're
we're top
talking-
7 in the league.
That means you're talking divisional championship, possibly conference championship. That's what you're
Did you
telling
not
me
hear
about.
me at the end of the stream?
What'd you say?
After the end of the stream, I said we're winning the NFC East. Did you not hear that?
No, I'm talking about divisional round. Like we win a divisional round. That's what you're saying. Your top 7 team. You're talking about we're gonna go deep in the playoffs. A top 7 team is elite. They're
A top
elite.
7 team has the potential to do that. It doesn't mean they're going to
They're
do that.
elite though. Top
Yeah,
7
they have
teams
the
are elite.
potential to do that. They're not going to do that, right?
There's no way you're saying the Giants are elite right now.
I'm saying the Giants are a top
7.
7 team. Oh my God. Listen, I think the Giants, at the end of this 18-week season, are going to win the NFC East. I think they're going to win a wild card game, and they will be in the divisional round, and we'll see what happens from there.
Okay, I can't. You guys are putting me in a tough spot, man, because this is my team, and I'm out here trying to like argue against them. I love what we're doing this year. We're 5-1. That's great. I look at these power rankings, and I'm actually very happy that they're ranking us that high. Me, myself, if I was doing power rankings, I don't know if I would put them that high, man. I don't. I would have them right outside the top 10, right outside. I just don't know if I could put him there. Tudo with the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you. He says, massive salute to KB27 troops and for all the diehard Giants fans around the world. Please slap all stinky Boyd's losers out of the front door in a hurry. He always mixes it up when he sends my message. You know that? Front door in a hurry and F all Jags. So, yeah, we're going Jags hunting. We're going down to Florida. We're going down to Florida. I'm going jag hunting, even though there's no Jaguars over here. But you guys put me in a tough spot, man.
I'm not putting you in a tough spot. I'm just trying to understand your reasoning, and I honestly don't understand the reasoning.
Because
that's what it is.
I cannot equate. Okay, usually good coaching takes you a long way. Like, if you're a fantastic coach, no matter what your team looks like, it's gonna they're gonna win games. But if you look at what your team actually is, if that coaching staff is not there, right? Because coaching staff isn't the whole team. The coaching staff is not there. Just like if you have a really good team and you say, oh, well, listen, I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole. Okay. We're taking too long on this.
Ligma is right. I'm just going to say that.
Huh?
Continue.
Who?
Continue with your
right?
point, bro.
Listen, I think we're legit this year. I think we can compete this year, which is crazy for any of us to say.
But you don't think that right now, in entering Week 7 in the NFL, that the Giants are a top 7 team?
Hell no. I don't even think there's no way we're a divisional.
Let's just put a bow on it because we have other topics to get to.
Yes, yeah, we'll put a bow.
Entering Week 7, I do think the New York Football Giants are a top 7 team entering Week 7 of the NFL. We'll see if that changes entering Week 8 of the NFL.
All right.
When more information comes. With that being said, before we move on to the next one, Ligma did bring up a really good point earlier in the chat because Kid Blue does not keep his promises. Ligma, to answer your question, he did not do the Dougie. It's Young Guns.
You didn't do the Soldier Boy.
Woo!
Oh, you see, you picked the easy one.
Now do the Dougie, bro.
I don't know how to do the Dougie.
You were supposed to learn for today.
Shit happens, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Go ahead, man.
Let's get the hell out of here. Roll the clip.
Takes the snap out of the gun. Here comes the blitz. Giants pick it up. Jones fires it right. Robinson makes the catch at the 15 and shoulder down at the 11. The Giants have hit 2 third and longs, and Wan'Dale Robinson, back from injury, sets it up. Rolls left, fires left, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bellinger. At the 12-yard line, Kayvon Thibodeau gets his first career sack in big fashion. Yes, sir. The lead, yes, sir.
Let's go, dog.
So, with
Juan Dizzy is on the headline, bro.
Wan'Dale is Wan'Dale's become one of my favorite
He's
players.
a buff
man.
8th grader, bro.
I love smaller players in NFL. It just inspires me, man. And this guy's balling out. And so rookies balled out this week, man. That's one thing. They really, really stood out from the rest of the group this week, and all of them that played wound up being a big factor in the game. You look at Wan'Dale, obviously 3 receptions, 37 yards, and a touchdown. He had 1 drop, but he's a rookie. We could forgive those type of things. And obviously he had a huge 3rd down pickup and then a touchdown too, so I can forgive those things. So Wan'Dale was great in his return back from injury after missing freaking 5 weeks. And then you had Kayvon Thibodeau with the strip sack for to end the game and have us win his first career sack. So that was very inspiring to see. And then you have Evan Neal. A lot of people not talking about him because he's offensive line, but he had arguably the best game of his career against the Ravens. So that's very cool to see too, that he's hitting his stride against one of the better teams in the NFL. And then you had Daniel Bellinger catching a touchdown, which helped us take the lead to win the game. So, and we didn't take the lead in that with that touchdown. We went up to 17. But besides the point, the rookies balled out in this game. And so let me read this super chat real quick, then we'll get Kush's thoughts. KB and Kush, please suit me up for free against the Jags losers. I'll provide you the best offensive line pancakes in the world and slap Ingram loser out of the dough.
Yeah,
So
I said it last
you.
night on the podcast. On Just Chilling, I completely forgot Evan Ingram was on the Jaguars.
Me too.
That
And dude, bro, he shaved his head, bro. He shaved his head, and it looks
Are you serious?
weird, bro. Look up his profile picture on, bro. He looks so weird. I know why he grew his hair out, bro. Because that man just tell me this man don't look weird, bro.
Oh, I thought when you said shaved his head, I thought you meant he went bald.
Oh no, but he got a fade.
He has an insane widow's peak, man. Absolutely insane widow's peak. I think the long hair looks better, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know why he had his long hair, but it's hot in Florida, so he was like, "Damn, bro, it's hot. I need to cut this off." But yeah, Evan Ingram got a haircut. So, yeah, the rookies balled out, man. So we had 4 rookies that really made it. Well, 5, arguably, was that 5 then? With Dame Belton. Dame Belton had a tipped pass in the end zone.
Mr. Evan Neal, Mr. K.
Yeah, Evan Neal.
Mr.
Yeah.
Evan Neal,
Evan Neal,
Juan Dizzy,
Bellinger, and Dame Belton.
Dane Belton.
Micah McFadden.
Is there really no other?
McFadden
Mike
didn't play.
McFadden's injured. I believe the
McFadden
interior.
McFadden's okay. It's just that Jalen Smith's been taking his reps. Jalen Smith struggled in this game.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but Jalen Smith was not. Shut up, man.
I'm not surprised at all,
Jalen
bro.
Smith had a bad game. They should have subbed his ass out and put Micah McFadden in. All right.
All
he had a
right,
bad game. He was the reason why we allowed all those
You're a
huge freaking
hater
runs.
on Jalen Smith, bro, because Micah McFadden did not earn his reps.
He earned it, bro.
The interior D
That's
lineman
player of
is
the year.
injured. Cordell Flott is injured, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Flott's
is there any remaining rookies that we're missing?
injured. No, I think we're good on rookies.
So yeah, they
5
it's
rookies.
also been low key the media narrative. Although I think the part of the reason that is the media narrative is because we're not the most pop off the page interesting team there is in the league right now, even though we're winning all these games. So yeah, when you look to something that's to point to, the rookies did have a great impact, man. I mean, some of it is because of necessity, others is because of just pure talent and the positions they were drafted into. Like pure talent position they were drafted into, definitely for Evan Neal and Kayvon. They were guys regarded as number 1 at that position, if not number 1, top 2, top 3 at the worst at their position. So we expected this from them. Wan'Dale was such a nice surprise because we were both glad to be proven wrong that he was used as an actual receiver and not really as a gadget player like we saw in the preseason. Love that. Daniel Bellinger, a guy that I've been high on since we drafted him, if you go back and look at my draft reaction. I'm loving the fact that he's continuously being involved in this offense, and he's continuously being developed as just an all-around tight end, not just with receiving, although it looks like people are focusing, and the Giants may be focusing as him as a red zone target, it seems, early on in his career, which is good.
He was
a relatively big
misutilized in
guy.
college. He should have been used as that in college, but he wasn't.
And he's a really good blocker as well. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Give this man like 2 years, and I really do think he could be a really, really good tight end for the New York Giants. Like a really solid, I'd say top 15, top 10.
He's going to remind a lot of people of Jason Witten. I guarantee you when he starts getting more
he's not slow.
Yeah, but he's not slow. You're right.
slow.
You're right. But the thing is that he's not a route runner. He's not a great route runner. He just finds the soft spots in the zones. He finds the open spaces, and that's how he kills you. And that Jason Witten did exactly that. Jason Witten didn't run no freaking routes. He just ran around and found an open space and was able to catch the ball. AJ Nick says Wan'Dale only played 15 snaps but had such a huge impact. Yeah, I didn't even know that. 15 snaps, and he had 3 catches for 37 yards, and one of those was a touchdown, and the other one was a big 3rd down and 13 conversion. Okay, so it was big. Wan'Dale Robinson definitely was a huge part in us winning that game. And you could argue, not saying that he was everything, but you could argue that we wouldn't be in a chance, we wouldn't have a good chance of winning the game if Wan'Dale wasn't in the lineup because our wide receiver core was beat up, and Darius Slayton did nothing in this game. So, you could argue Wan'Dale Robinson had a big impact. We talked about Evan Neal.
It is true. I wouldn't even use the verb argue.
Yeah.
You will say, not you can't argue, you will say that these guys had a big impact.
Yes. And
Dame Belton has also been another pleasant surprise. Dame Belton, he's been good. He's been
good. He's definitely a rookie. I will definitely say that he's definitely a rookie. He kind of frustrates me when I watch a film a lot of time. They put him in a tough spot a lot. They put him as like a single high safety a lot, which is a hard thing to do, man. You have to watch everywhere. Make sure you don't let anything behind you. He likes to cut. He likes to cut routes underneath, and he misses a lot. He could have had an interception last week, but he totally mistimed a route and allowed a catch for big yardage last week against Randall Cobb. But Dane Bell, he had a really good impact play where he batted away. It should have been an interception by Fabian Moreau, and he dropped it. But Dane Belling got his head turned around. He's able to hit the ball or pass defense the ball and in the end zone, and it was incomplete. I think they settled for a field goal there, if I'm not mistaken. I know they didn't score a touchdown for sure. So that was good. Dane Bellinger had a really good play. Like we said, we talked about Daniel Bellinger having that touchdown and just being a really good security blanket for Daniel Jones when things get rough. He's able to dump it down to Daniel Bellinger, and they're utilizing that rollout game a lot, and they're loving putting Daniel Bellinger in there, and it's clear that is Daniel Jones's favorite target in the rollout. So I mean, man, the rookies, they're showing out. And listen, shouts out, even to guys like we joke about all the time. But Micah McFadden, when he's out there, he plays well. And on top of that, with Cordell Flott, he was a pleasant surprise too when he was in the lineup. He actually held his own. So shout out to the rookies. We had a lot of concerns about them. All of us did going into this draft because a lot of these guys didn't even know who they were, but they're winding up to be pretty solid players so far this season. So yeah. Any final thoughts on that one?
Final thoughts is that Joe Shane's first draft class is paying off immensely, and I feel like this is what we've been waiting for in terms of a rookie draft class coming in and having an immediate impact for a couple of years now. Because I don't think we've had terrible draft classes. I think we've had relatively good draft classes in the past, especially the past 2 years. Under Shermer, you could argue like it was just the first couple of rounds that were good, but at least under Judge, one thing I can say is that I was definitely more confident in the 2020 and 2021 draft classes than I were versus like if you compare it to 18 and 19. Yeah. But they didn't have the impact that we thought they would, and it's nice to see that some talent plus some just guys that flew under the radar are performing to and above expectations.
Yep. AJ Nick says, "What about the Jets? The Jets are looking good, man. The Jets are looking good. And they are both. Smith, he had as a top 5 team.
He had them as a top 5 team, and Stephen A. Smith is a basketball guy. I want to say that. And he gets caught with his pants down a lot on live TV. And it's funny. It's funny when I see it because I was watching First Take when he did that. And this man, he would lie on TV and say, I was thinking to put the Vikings in there. But until somebody brought up the Vikings, he didn't even speak about them. And he was like, you know what? It was my mistake. I should have put the Vikings in there. Forget that. I was just going to say, like, he has the Jets ranked higher than the Giants. And I was just like, the Jets, I love what the Jets are doing. Happy for them. They're not a better team than the Giants.
Their draft class is shaping up to be,
and I love their draft class. I said it when it happened, and it was unpopular opinion. I think the Jets had the best draft in the entire NFL draft.
Yeah. I think we both. I definitely have. I made a video about the top draft class. They were definitely in there. I don't know if I had them as number 1, but they were definitely up there. I love their draft class, and they're proven to be a really good set of rookies. So,
by the way, shout out to all my Knicks fans. It's going to overtime in Memphis. We'll see what happens for
the Knicks have their first game
next season. Yeah, I'm going to the home opener this Friday.
Nice. Friday night, who are they opening against?
From now? The Detroit Pistons.
Oh, should be a dub, no?
Detroit has a lot of young talent. That's what it is. Like this might be the year that it's like.
Yeah, I try to keep up with basketball as much as I can, man. It's just freaking hard when I'm so freaking wrapped up with football. I can never like multitask, but. Let's get into the next one. We're gonna get a little down here. We're gonna get a little down. We gotta talk about some negatives, so let's get into it.
Shotgun snap on a give, slicing Kenyon Drake turns on the speed, touchdown Ravens. Told us it was 2020 when he started noticing the difference in how teams were playing him. Kenyon Drake busting it to the outside and a nasty stiff arm to boot.
So I just want to shout out to the commentator for saying busting it and with a nasty stiff arm. That was cool. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say? Nerding Out Sports. What's up, man? Did I
shout out to Jalen Smith? Take your breath
away. What's going on? Good. Go.
Hey. Shout out to Jalen Smith, who's being displayed on the screen. I got a hot take.
Trash.
I got a hot take. Oh my
ahead.
god. You know what, bro? Go ahead. It's your turn. You got it, Skip Bayless. You got it. Go ahead.
It's my turn.
Go ahead.
My
Go ahead.
turn.
I'll go when you're done, Skip. I'll go when you're done, Gio.
Skip.
I'll go.
Skip. Go ahead.
Skip. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gio.
I'm gonna let you. You have the floor.
Nah, go ahead, Gio. The floor is yours. I'll
No,
go
the floor
second.
is yours, man. Go ahead.
All right, fine. I'll be the better man and take it. Listen, I'll say an
yo.
unpopular opinion, a hot take. The answer to this question is no, because we should have been worried about the run defense way before this week.
Okay.
If you actually go back and look at it, the only reason it seemed like we had a relatively good run defense was because we came out with the wins, bro. Like, if you go back and look at it, Christian McCaffrey killed us. Tony Pollard killed us. Khalil Herbert, we held down the Bears, but that's not saying too
They
much.
had no
'cause
double.
one
They
of the
had no
worst
David
offensive lines in
Montgomery.
the league.
Yeah.
Who did we face week 5? AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, when given the ball to actually run,
They were
killed us.
running,
They just
just
did.
coaching-
They were just
coaching
not
just-
given the ball.
Yeah.
And then Kenyon Drake killed us this past week. The only week we had a good run defense was week 1. And I'm going to keep saying it because I think it does have an effect, when Leonard Williams was actually fully healthy. I don't think he's fully healthy yet. He doesn't look like he's moving the same. We'll see whether or not that was a little bit of a fluke or not. But our run defenses should have been a concern for the entire year. Hence the answer to the question, is it a concern now? That's what it originally said in the thing. Like, should we be concerned now? Nah, it's been a legit concern for the entire year. It's not a good run defense. It still, I think, ranks average. I think it's around 15th or 16th in the league. So
Really?
it's right around middle
I think
of pack.
I thought we were like
It's-
way less than that.
I could check. Let me check. Or is
I
that,
think
or
we're,
am I
like,
mixing
give-
up with the pass defense? I'll
I
check
think
right
you
now.
may be missing a pass defense because our run defense is like at least like 20 something.
23rd? Okay, so I'm definitely mixing up with the pass defense. 2022 NFL defense. Oh my God. Why isn't Pro Football Reference popping up for me? Okay, here it is. Team defense, the Giants are ranked 8th overall. Just overall defense. We're top 10 defense. No surprise there. When you go into advanced defense and you do it by, where is it? Rushing yards. So, okay, yeah. So we're a top 8 passing defense. We're 8th in the NFL with passing defense.
Because they run
And-
on us. That's because they
Yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah, rushing defense, you're right. I mixed it up. Rushing defense, we're 30th in the league. We are literally one of the worst rushing defense in the NFL, bro. We are
Damn.
one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. So, yeah, the concern, yes, but not now. Should have been concerned a while ago.
Yeah.
Although, that is another great topic to talk about. We are top 8 in pass defense. That's incredible.
Yeah, that
That's because the
NYPD
pass
coming
rush
back.
more than anything.
NYPD.
No, that's because the pass rush more than anything, bro.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
defensive line,
We
they're
we
getting
talk-
legit pressure.
We talked about it a lot too. Going into the games and in the podcast, just pressure hides coverage, so it makes your coverage look a lot better when you're forcing pressure. And obviously, we saw a lot of that this season. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so what my theory is, not theory, what I'm noticing watching on film, it's not even the defensive line that can really fault too much, because you're gonna get running back, especially when you like go like outside runs, inside zone and stuff like that. When all the line is moving at the same time, you're gonna see things open up and they're gonna go past the first level. So I'm not gonna blame Leo. I'm not gonna blame Dex because they can't literally stuff everything all the time. You know what I'm saying? And Dex and Leo do a good job. When they get to the second level, the problem is the linebackers just can't fit their gaps and they can't make tackles. They can't block shed. They can't do any of that. Now, sometimes they do. Jalen Smith had a really good first 2 weeks with us, man, or 3 weeks with us. This game, he was garbage. Just straight up garbage. He was getting blocked everywhere. He was getting faked by play action. Like Lamar Jackson was playing games with his man's head. He was going in other opposite directions. And another
All right. Can you put some blame on the other linebacker?
No,
like
no,
you
I'm
got
about
your
to, I'm
personal
about
Michael
to.
McFadden vendetta out here, bro.
I'm about to.
Go ahead.
I'm about to. Tay Crowder struggling as well. Tay Crowder actually was a little bit better in run defense.
Quartavius.
Yeah, Tay Crowder was actually fitting gaps pretty well. I mean, he wasn't always successful, but he was doing his job, and that's all you could really ask for. But my biggest thing is here is the negative with Wink's defense. Utilizing safeties all the time. that I'm starting to get a little frustrated with it, because although I think it's smart, I think it's good to mix up the defense, and especially in passing situations is great. But these safeties are getting steamrolled in the run game. Those Kenyon Drake's runs were because there were safeties on the field. There were more safe. There was only Jalen Smith was one of those big runs. Only Jalen Smith was there, and you had the safeties trying to fit the gaps. They're smaller. They got ran over by these interior linemen, and it allowed big runs downfield. And that there's no coincidence that you just said we're the 30th ranked rushing defense, and we went through every single game. Running backs have been killing us lately. It's because we've been using safeties on the field like all the time. We're not using our linebackers. I guarantee you, if we have Jalen Smith and Jay Crowder out there more often, we would actually be a little bit better. But the fact is, we're like guessing a lot of these pass commit situations, and we're putting, Dane Belton and Julian Love, and Xavier McKinney is actually a really good run defender, so I'm not even gonna talk about him. But just Dane Belton, who's a rookie and who has not been playing very well, besides a couple of plays that he's made, but not consistently playing well. Julian Love is good, but he's smaller, so it's like you get these offensive line blocking you. You're not gonna block. A safety isn't gonna block shed a guard like nothing. It's not gonna happen. So you can't really blame Julian Love. They're just put in that situation where they're not able to run block. They're not stacking the box like they should. They're spreading out their defense. They put safeties everywhere, and we're not able to stop the run that way. That's what I think is the negative for Wink's defense. That's the weakness of Wink's defense. Every scheme has a weakness. Yeah, every scheme has a weakness, and I think that's the weakness.
Oh man, why is my thing thinking like that? I don't disagree. The only thing in your argument that I would sort of disagree with is the frustration. Not in terms of go ahead, get frustrated, because I said it earlier, I get frustrated. But like when it comes to the end of games, I'm still gonna be happy with our defense because we're still just allowing.
Oh yeah,
so far through 6 weeks, we're only allowing 113 points overall, which is very little.
If they wind up winning, especially a lot of these games were won because of our defense, they wound up winning. At the end of the day, I don't really care. But when I'm watching it on film and I'm like face palming, I'm like, bro, we just allowed a 30-yard run because we have 4 safeties on the field. Like that just annoys me. But at the end result, you'll never hear me complaining that hey, we're winning games, but I don't like 4 safeties on the field. No, we're winning games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna question it. But if we start getting steamrolled and we get absolute dominated in games, and they start dominating time of possession because we can't stop the run, then I'm gonna start complaining. But
I do want to say though, it's kind of funny. So we're the 8th overall defense because that's where we rank in terms of points allowed, right? But we're also coincidentally the 8th overall defense because that's where we rank in terms of passing yards allowed. And then it's just a huge drop off to 30th overall rushing defense. We allowed 869 rushing yards so far this season. That's 145 yards a game.
My God, imagine a team
We're allowing 145 rushing yards a game. That is
imagine
crazy.
Going into a game and we're gonna give you 145 rushing yards today. What the hell?
We're gonna give you 145 rushing yards. But let me see. All we're giving you passing yards. Where's the passing yards per game right here? Do they not have this?
They should.
Oh, they don't have it. I'll just literally just divide this by 6, bro.
I would assume it's somewhere in the low 200s.
But yeah, we're allowing 195 passing yards per game, so it's low.
Yeah.
That still adds up to a lot of offensive yards.
As far as total goes, but
and then of course when you get down to points as well, we're allowing you to get down the field, but we're not gonna allow you to score.
Ben, we're the true bend but do not break team. Screw Patrick Graham.
If I could find scoring defense, here it is right here. We're the 7th best scoring defense in the NFL. We've allowed, like I said, 113 points, which averages out to 18.8 points per game is what we're allowing the other team to give us.
That's good.
I don't care how many yards you allow. If you walk into a game and you know your defense is basically only going to give up 18 to 19 points, you're good.
But then we got to start looking.
To score.
Yeah, we got to start looking at
times.
our offense and say, hey, because here's the thing, that's why in 2016 it just baffled me that we made it that far.
I just want to continue on this roll, by the way. If you go by conversions against in 3rd down conversions, I think we are the 3rd best 3rd down conversion defense in the league. Mm-hmm. We're the 3rd best. And when we get to red zone percentage, if I sort this by red zone percentage, we are the 5th best red zone defense in the league.
We're actually a really good 3rd down team on offense too, which is very surprising as well.
Yeah.
which is so we're just a good third down team in general, offensively and defensively. So that's something that I'm extremely happy about as well. But yeah, man. Yep. So the run defense, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna get any better.
100% a concern. It's just that like we should have, or not. When I say we, Giants fans should have realized it was a concern basically from like week 3 onwards.
But like I said, like winning masks a lot of stuff. So like we don't really worried about that. But then you bring out the numbers, and hey, yeah, we are getting killed in the run game. So like and real quick before we get on to the last topic, and that's the Jaguars. It baffles me, like going back to 2016, but I think 2016 we scored like 16 points a game, bro. It was nuts. It was so bad, something like that, 16 to 17 points per game. It was nuts, but we still made the playoffs. So I still have that hope there, but we just have to have our defense play their ass off, and hopefully the offense doesn't screw us up. But yeah. So any last thoughts before we move on?
Not any in particular. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
They give it to Hasty, the third running back, and there he goes! Jermichael Hasty, all the way for a touchdown! Comes up with a big play here. It's 1st and goal. Lawrence looking for his second rushing touchdown, and he's got it. Second of the day for Trevor Lawrence.
So
there's gonna be a dogfight. Go ahead. That's all I'm gonna say.
The
before
Jaguars,
the
Jaguars are a tough team to really determine if they're good or not, because they have bad games where they lose to a team like they lost to Washington, didn't they? Week 1, they lost to Washington because they went back and forth in that game. I think they wound up losing to Washington. Man. Then they go out there and smoke the Chargers, and then I believe they lose to the Texans. I gotta look up their schedule.
Bro, they lost to Washington. They blew out the Colts and held them to 0 points. They blew out the Chargers and held them to 10 points. Those were the 2 wins. And then they lost their next 4 games, which was against the Eagles, the Texans, and the Colts again. So they split with the Colts on the season.
They split with the Colts on the season. That game went down to the wire. 34-27 was the score. They lost to the Texans 13-6, and then they lost to the Eagles. They actually had the Eagles in the first half. They had me in the first half, 14-0 in the first half, and then they lost the lead. But the Jaguars are such a hard team to actually determine if they're good or not. So like you said, it's gonna be a dog. I've seen it all over Twitter. Is that like a meme or something like that? It's gonna be a dog fight because everybody's saying that. Everybody's saying that.
No, I'm just saying it's gonna be a dogfight in the sense that it's gonna be scrappy.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be terrible. It's not a meme he got that dog in him. Both of these teams got that dog in them. It's 2 different dogs, but we're gonna see what happens.
That's what I was thinking because that everybody was saying it's gonna be a dogfight on Twitter. I'm like, is that a thing? I don't know, but as far as the Jaguars go, man. They've got Doug Peterson over there. Doug Peterson knows how to beat the Giants. Okay, he beat us a lot of times as the Eagles head coach.
Okay? You gotta remind me.
Yeah, I know. So he concerns me. I'm not gonna lie, he does concern me. He's a very, very smart offensive mind coach. The Jaguars do a lot of running schemes that look pretty damn good that I've seen on Twitter. A lot of wham bam and a couple other pulling guards type of schemes. And so that's something that the Baltimore Ravens did against us a lot. They had a lot of pulling guards going outside, things like that. We were struggling with that heavily. So that definitely worries me, especially they have a better group of running backs over there in Jacksonville, in my opinion, with ETN and Robinson, James Robinson. So it's gonna be a tough one. It's definitely gonna be a tough one. Both teams are allowing a lot of rushing yards per game defensively. I'm pretty sure Jacksonville ranks very low in rushing yards allowed. So I feel like Saquon might have himself a decent day. And then obviously you got the emergence of Trevor Lawrence, who actually is having a very, very good season. Now
I wouldn't even call it emergence. It's just that, can we just say Urban Meyer really fooled us all? And the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck, bro. The best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. He had this man looking like a bona fide scrub and looking like a bust of a pick and looking like the dude that literally, there was not one person that I can remember that said that Trevor Lawrence wasn't going to be that guy in the NFL. And this, excuse me, this man Urban Meyer had him looking like pure garbage juice, bro.
Yeah.
This isn't the emergence of Trevor Lawrence. This is just Doug Pearson actually using the man, bro.
Yeah, he mentioned Urban Meyer's a war criminal. Yeah, man, Urban Meyer was absolutely terrible, and he had this team in a terrible position. But
By the way,
Jaguars
I
look
will
pretty
say,
good.
you said that Saquon's gonna have a nice game, is what you said?
Why the Jags not
Jaguars are-
allowing yards?
The Jags are one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL.
Really? I don't know
They're
why
top
I
five.
saw. I don't know why I saw
They're
some
top 5 in
statistics.
rushing defense. That doesn't mean Saquon can't have a good game. I'm kind of waiting for him to have another big 100+ yard game on the ground.
Mhm.
But their passing defense, as I'm scrolling through here for the Jacksonville Jaguars, that's where they're weak. They are the
okay.
25th passing defense.
Maybe
in the
that's
league.
what I read then instead. Maybe that's what I read. But
In terms of points allowed, if we go by points allowed, let's see where is the team defense? Why is it so hard to navigate this thing? Jacksonville Jaguars, kind of like us, they're not allowing too many points. They're allowing 114 so far, which is just basically let me see, 114 divided by 6, right?
yeah.
They're allowing 19. They're like the same as us, bro. They're allowing
Okay.
19 points a game.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, it's gonna be a dogfight. We're going to Jacksonville in this game, so our home game stint is over. I think we only had 2 away games up to this point, so we had a lot
We've
of
had a
home games.
lot of home games, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna be getting a lot of away games coming up. So this is our first one, East Coast down in Florida. So Ligma says
How
Jacksonville
you a
gave up.
Floridian and you said Florida wrong, bro? It's Florida.
They don't even say it like that down here, man.
Florida.
They just say Florida.
Aren't you a Florida jit?
Oh God. Jacksonville gave up 400 yards and 3 TDs to Matt Ryan. Well, Matt Ryan's like the second leading passer in the league, man. So I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. He's right behind who's leading the NFL in passing right now? Forgot. Is it Mahomes? Is it Mahomes? I think it's Mahomes. But yeah, then Matt Ryan's right behind him. So it is what it is with there. But how's Trayvon Walker doing? The number 1
So,
overall pick. Because I'm
lot
hearing
of-
that
a lot of
Kayvon is
people-
better than him.
Well, as an edge rusher, 100%. I mean, I personally think as an overall player, Kayvon is. But as an edge rusher, it's no question. That's like that could be a topic in and of itself. Kayvon Thibodeau, even though he's been injured for 3 games or so, Kayvon Thibodeau has been the best rookie edge rusher throughout this season so
pressure
far.
goes,
It's a small sample size, even including sacks. Like Aiden Hutchinson had that huge 3-sack game, yes, but he's been kind of very pedestrian since in both sacks and pressure. But yeah, like Kayvon Thibodeau, I think, has been the best edge rusher so far, and if the trend continues, he will be the best edge rusher in this class. Trayvon Walker has been a really good player. He's good at a lot of things. He's not great at edge rushing, which of course is a position he was drafted at, and that's what I was hearkening on along with a lot of other people. He's not a great edge rusher, but they do use him not just for that. They use him in a lot of other packages. They use him in a lot of other basic positions with jobs and stuff like that throughout the field, and he's been relatively good. He hasn't been as bad as I thought he was, and I can admit that, but he definitely, I don't think he's been number 1 overall pick play.
Yeah, and listen, man, just prove my point. He's just not that great. But I will say that he's been better than I thought he would. I thought he was gonna just suck, to be honest with you. Just coming out the gate, Trayvon Walker. But yeah, my man Kayvon out there doing his thing out there, man. I'm so happy for him. His energy is so great too. They love him already. He got his first sack, and I think it's in one of the topic intros. The whole team just going out to Kayvon and congratulating that he got his first sack. So and then he was crying too in the post game sort of giant social media.
Oh my God, yo, some
Too,
NFL
man.
fans need to touch grass. They were really making fun of him for being
Because he was
emotional.
crying, right?
Crazy.
Because he was being emotional. But you know what it was? It's because his face was so close to the camera. It was just hard not to
That too.
damn, bro. What the hell? He's like, oh, we won the game. Go Big Blue. Like, oh my God, damn. All right. But yeah, so as far as the predictions on how you think this game is going to turn out, like you said, this is our 3rd away game. So we are 2-0 so far in away games. So that's something to note. I mean, we only lost once, but undefeated in away games and going to Jacksonville against a team that's looks like they're on their way up just like we are. So
We're
what do
talking
you
about defense. You're not going to mention the offense?
I mean, we talked a little bit about Trevor Lawrence, and I talked about the running backs already. I really don't care about their like wide receivers like that. They're not.
They have
anything.
like the highest. Don't they have one of the highest
One
paid
of the
wide
highest.
receivers in the
Yeah,
league?
but they're like
Mr.
okay,
Christian
like
Kirk.
Christian Kirk doesn't scare me, but
They have a Pro Bowl tight end. Like,
who's their Pro Bowl tight end? Oh my God. He said they have a Pro Bowl tight end. You got me. You got me. Go ahead. Talk about Evan Ingram.
What did I get you on, bro?
Go talk about Evan Ingram.
I get
yo,
you
do
on.
you think? Let me tell you right
this
now.
is an Evan Ingram revenge game because we
right
don't
now.
have linebackers that can cover tight ends. I'm
But
gonna
we
let
got
you know right
safeties.
now,
We
my
got
boy.
safeties. We're gonna put McKinney on him. We're gonna put McKinney on him. But
We're gonna need McKinney's help to stop the run game.
nah, I think McKinney's gonna have him because he's more athletic. Yo, let me tell you right now, Kush. If Evan Ingram balls out in this game, if he even catches a touchdown, I'm gonna be livid, bro. I'm gonna be pissed because he's gonna have like all the freaking fuel to the fire, bro. He's like, yeah, that's right, because we hate it. He was booted out of here, bro. There was no way he was staying. He
wasn't booted. Like his contract was up, and they let him go, bro. Booted is getting cut, bro.
No, he was booted, bro. Like he was like, we were like, no, we don't want you to resign here, bro. He was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna resign here. I'm gonna leave. They probably can't. Hey, we would like to resign. No, I'm out. All right, I don't love me here no more. So we never did. But I'll be honest with you, I liked Evan Ingram his first year. His first year, I liked him, and then he just dwindled out. But yeah, what do you think I think this game's gonna go, man?
It's like I said, I think it's gonna be really tough, but I think we're gonna end up coming out with the win. I think we're gonna come out with the win. Second half, as usual, I'd say the Giants win 27-20.
Okay, that's actually a good score to think, man. I think the Giants are gonna win as well. I think we're just right now. If we could beat a team like, I don't know. I don't even know if the Jaguars would beat Green Bay, but we beat a team like Green Bay. We beat the Ravens. I think that we have momentum and steam going into this. And if you look at the Jaguars, I think they lost 3 straight. They lost 3 straight after blowing out the Chargers.
I think it's like
This
4
is-
straight or 3 straight. One out of 2.
Yeah, 3 straight. And listen, this is setting up to be a trap game. It is, to be honest with you, because we have won 2 straight right now, back-to-back wins, and no, 3 wins in a row. 3 wins, right? Because it was it Bears first or was it?
Yeah, it's 3 wins in a row.
3 wins in a row. We're going to Jacksonville. They're coming off of 3 losses in a row. They're at home. This is setting up to be a trap game, but I don't want to predict a loss because I don't think we have a reason to besides the superstitious sort of trap game sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Giants win this game. I would hope that we actually win this game like with a 2 possession sort of win. If we were able to beat Baltimore with 2 possession a 2 possession margin, I think we could do that to the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. So I want to predict.
You could say the same score, bro. Nobody's gonna come at you.
Nah, bro. I gotta be different. Feel me? I want to say 27-17. I say we win by 2 possessions. That's why I was trying to go for a 2 possession type game. I think we can. I think this is the game that we do it because we just haven't had a game where we win by over 2 possessions, and somebody can look up the stat. I don't know how long. I think this is the game. I think this is the game that we establish our dominance. We pounce on the Jaguars. Yeah. That was a little trying to play on words, but it's okay. Can you say we're gonna tame the Jaguars? We're gonna tame them. Can you say it like that?
We're going to skin the big cats. All right. End of discussion.
That was a little aggressive.
End of discussion.
That was very aggressive. Janikowski says Giants gonna lose 4 straight. Janikowski, go somewhere. All right, go somewhere. Who's gonna win? Jaguar versus? I don't care. This isn't a Raiders podcast.
What kind of question is that, bro? Forget all that, bro. Thank y'all for tuning in, bro. Let's get out of here, man. We at the 1.5 hour.
What's your name? Anyway. It doesn't matter what your name is. All right, we're out of here, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great show. And we will be here We'll be here for the Giants versus Jaguars. I'll be live for that one. I won't be going to the game, unfortunately. Sorry, Nate, if you're still in here, but we're out. Later, guys.